Listen, if you're still breathing, your story isn't finished. Welcome to Power of Becoming. This is for the ones rebuilding themselves in silence. In the next few minutes, I'll give you one idea that can shift your entire life. Let's begin. Small habits are quiet. They don't announce themselves with fireworks or a dramatic "new me" speech. They slip into your day like sunlight through a curtain, soft, almost invisible at first, until one day you realize the whole room is bright. That's how life changes most reliably, not by sudden revolutions, but by tiny decisions repeated so often they become your normal. And what you call normal becomes your destiny. Think about a plane leaving New York for Los Angeles. If the pilot shifts the nose just a few degrees south, the passengers won't feel anything. No alarms go off. The coffee doesn't spill. But a few hours later, that plane lands in Mexico instead of California. The smallest adjustment at the start creates the biggest difference at the end. Your habits are that steering wheel. A daily choice that feels almost too small to matter is often the thing that determines whether you arrive where you want to go or somewhere you never meant to be. People love big plans because they feel powerful. I'm going to change my life this year. I'm going to fix everything. Starting Monday, no excuses. Big plans make for great speeches, but small habits make for real change. Because your brain doesn't resist small, your life doesn't collapse under small. Small is gentle enough to start today and strong enough to build a new future. Let's talk about the kind of small habits that actually change your life. Not the trendy ones people post for a week and forget. The kind that reshape your mind, your body, your confidence, your relationships, and the direction of your years. Start with the habit of showing up. Not showing up perfectly, just showing up at all. Progress is not built by extraordinary days. It's built by ordinary days that you didn't skip. When you feel motivated, showing up is easy. When you feel tired, distracted, or discouraged, showing up is the habit that separates the life you dream of from the life you settle for. One push-up on your worst day is worth more than a full workout you never started. One page of reading on a busy day beats the bookshelf you meant to finish someday. One honest conversation, even if your voice shakes, is a victory over the silence that ruins relationships. Your results don't come from what you do when it's convenient. They come from what you do when you don't feel like it. There's a powerful small habit hidden inside this. Never miss twice. Everyone misses sometimes. You skip the gym, you lose your temper, you overeat, you procrastinate, you go quiet, you fall off your routine. Missing once is a mistake. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. The moment you catch yourself slipping, don't go into shame. Don't rewrite the story that you're lazy or broken. Just return. The comeback habit is life-changing because it teaches your identity something important. I'm the kind of person who gets back up. And that identity is stronger than any temporary failure. Another tiny habit. Start your day without immediately grabbing your phone. I know, the world is loud and your phone feels like the doorway to it. But the first minutes of your day are like wet cement. Whatever steps on them leaves a mark. If the first thing you absorb is someone else's urgency, someone else's opinions, someone else's highlight reel, your mind begins in reaction mode. You wake up already behind. Instead, give yourself 5 minutes of silence. Breathe, stretch, look out a window, drink water. Tell your brain, I belong to me first. You wouldn't let strangers walk into your house and start rearranging your furniture before you even got out of bed. Don't let the internet rearrange your mind in the first minute of your morning. This habit alone can lower anxiety, increase focus, and give your life a sense of ownership. And if 5 minutes feels too hard, begin with 1 minute. Sit up. Put your feet on the ground. Take 5 slow breaths. That's it. Your brain learns a new signal. We start the day calmly. Over time, calm becomes your default, not stress. Now, let's talk about the habit of being kind to your future self. This habit is so small it looks like nothing. It's packing your bag the night before. It's filling your water bottle. It's laying out your clothes. It's writing down your top 3 tasks. It's leaving your kitchen a little cleaner than you found it. These are tiny acts of respect for the person you're becoming. The version of you who wakes up tomorrow, tired and human, is either helped or harmed by what you do today. When you live like your future self is someone you love, your life starts to feel supportive instead of chaotic. You don't need a perfect system. You need a small step that reduces friction. People fail not because they're weak, but because their environment is set up to make failure easy. So, make success easy. Put fruit where you can see it. Put your book on your pillow. Put your running shoes by the door. Put your charger in another room. The habit isn't about willpower. It's about design. Your life becomes what your environment makes likely. Here's another small habit that changes everything. Keep promises to yourself. Start with tiny promises, not dramatic vows. Promises you can actually keep. I will walk for 10 minutes. I will write for 5 minutes. I will pray or meditate for 2 minutes. I will stop working at a certain time. When you keep a small promise, something bigger than the action happens. Trust grows inside you. You begin to believe your own words. You stop living in the gap between what you say and what you do. Confidence is not a mysterious trait. It is the result of self-trust. And self-trust is built one kept promise at a time. A small habit for your mind. Read or listen to something that feeds you every day. Not for hours. Just a few pages. A short video. A podcast segment. A paragraph that wakes your thinking up. What you consume becomes your inner voice. If your diet is mostly negativity, drama, and noise, your inner voice will sound like that. If your diet includes wisdom, courage, and perspective, your inner voice becomes a coach instead of a critic. You can't control every thought that appears in your head, but you can control the thoughts you invite to live there. The habit that pairs with this is writing down one idea or lesson a day. It can be a sentence, a quote, something you noticed, something you're grateful for. The act of capturing a thought tells your brain, this matters. Over time, you become someone who learns, someone who reflects, someone who pays attention. And paying attention is one of the most underrated life skills on earth. Because if you don't notice what's shaping you, you can't shape yourself. Let's talk about gratitude, not the forced kind, not the ignore your problems version. Real gratitude is the habit of noticing what's still good, even while you're building what's next. It's waking up and naming one thing you appreciate. 1. Your breath, your mother's voice, your own resilience, the taste of tea, a friend's message. The fact that you're still here. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It gives you strength inside pain. It reminds you that life is not only what's missing, it's also what's present. People who practice small gratitude habits tend to be more hopeful, more resilient, and more motivated. Because when you see the good you already have, you believe in the good you can create. Now, a small habit that changes your emotional life. Pause before you react. Just a pause. One breath. That breath is a space where you get to choose who you are. Most regrets don't come from what we think, they come from what we blurt out when our nervous system is hijacked. A one-breath pause can save relationships, prevent damage, and keep your dignity intact. You don't have to win every argument. You don't have to respond to every comment. You don't have to match someone's chaos with your own. The pause habit is how you stay in charge of yourself. And here's the next small habit. Ask, what am I really feeling? Under anger might be fear. Under laziness might be exhaustion. Under jealousy might be longing. Under numbness might be grief. Naming your emotion takes away its secret control. You don't fix what you refuse to see. Self-awareness is not a personality gift. It's a daily practice. One honest check-in a day keeps you from living on autopilot. Let's move to the body. The life-changing habit isn't a perfect diet or a brutal workout plan. It's movement every day. Movement as a non-negotiable, even if it's small. A walk, a stretch, 10 minutes of dancing, 4 flights of stairs. Your body is not designed for stillness all day. When you move, you don't just build health, you build mood, energy, sleep, and self-respect. People underestimate how many mental problems are actually physical stagnation in disguise. Movement clears fog. It releases tension. It reminds your nervous system what aliveness feels like. Start ridiculously small. 2 minutes after waking up, 5 minutes at lunch, a short walk after dinner. The goal isn't intensity. The goal is identity. I'm someone who moves. Once that identity is in place, bigger change becomes natural. Another small body habit. Drink a glass of water before caffeine. Dehydration makes you tired, cranky, and unfocused. Many people think they need more coffee when they actually need water. This habit seems almost silly, but it affects energy, digestion, skin, and concentration. Tiny input, huge output. A habit that changes your time. Plan tomorrow in the last 10 minutes of today. Not a full life overhaul. Just a quick check. What matters most tomorrow? What's the first small step? What time will I do it? Your day doesn't need more hours. It needs more intention. Most stress comes from vague overwhelm, too many things in your head, none of them organized. A 10-minute plan pulls your thoughts out of the storm and into a map. You wake up with direction instead of panic. The habit of choosing your one thing each day is powerful. Ask yourself, if I could only complete one meaningful thing today, what would it be? Do that first. Not because life is simple, but because focus is rare. You become unstoppable not by doing everything, but by consistently doing what matters. Small focus habits build big outcomes. Now, let's talk about the habit of saying no. A small no can save you from 1,000 resentments. You don't need an angry no. You just need a calm one. I can't make it. Not this time. I'm focusing on something else. Every yes is a trade. If you say yes to everything, you're saying no to your own goals, your peace, your health, and your loved ones. The small habit of pausing before you commit, let me check and get back to you, gives you room to choose. Your life gets shaped by what you allow, so allow wisely. A closely related habit, do a quick weekly reset, not a deep clean, not a 5-hour life admin marathon. A small reset. Spend 20-30 minutes once a week making your space and your schedule feel breathable. Clear a surface, sort a pile, look at your calendar, pay one bill, reply to 2 messages you've been avoiding. This habit prevents life from piling up into a monster. It's easier to maintain order than to rebuild it. Let's talk about relationships. Small habits here are everything. A life is not only measured by what you achieve, but by who you become around others. One small relationship habit. Give people your full attention for a few minutes. Put your phone down. Look at them. Listen without thinking of what to say next. Most people are starving for presence, not advice. When you show someone real attention, you're telling them, "You matter." That habit builds trust faster than any grand gesture. Another one, express appreciation out loud. Don't assume people know. Tell them, "I'm proud of you. Thank you for helping. I love how you handled that." These words are tiny, but they land in someone's heart like bricks of security. Over time, you create warmer homes, better friendships, stronger teams, and a softer world. A powerful habit for conflict. Start sentences with "I feel" instead of "you always." "I feel hurt when" is a bridge. "You always do this" is a wall. You don't have to be a communication expert. You just need small language habits that protect the relationship while honoring your truth. Now, the habit that changes your self-image. Speak to yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. You don't need to fake positivity. You just need fairness. If a friend failed, you wouldn't call them worthless. If a child made a mistake, you wouldn't tell them they'll never improve. Yet many people speak to themselves like an enemy. Your mind is a place you live. Don't make it a prison. A small habit to build this. When you catch yourself in harsh self-talk, replace it with a neutral truth. Not a sweet lie. A truth. "I'm learning. That was hard. I can try again. This doesn't define me." The tone of your inner voice slowly becomes the tone of your life. Let's go deeper. One of the most life-changing small habits is choosing the next right thing, not the whole staircase, the next step. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain wants to shut down because it sees a mountain. So don't show it the mountain, show it a pebble. What is the next right thing I can do in 5 minutes? Send one email. Fold 5 shirts. Write 1 paragraph. Walk to the corner. Drink water. Start a timer. The next right thing habit breaks paralysis. It turns anxiety into action, and the action itself, however small, changes how you feel. Motivation doesn't usually come before movement. It comes after. Start first. Feel better second. This is a rule for life. Here's another small habit that changes your courage. Do one thing every day that slightly scares you. Not reckless fear, just a stretch. Speak up once. Try a new route. Post something you're proud of. Apply for something. Say hello. Ask a question. Fear shrinks with exposure. Confidence grows with evidence. Every small, brave act is a vote for the person you want to be. Another habit. Stop romanticizing the past or the future. The past is a teacher, not a home. The future is a direction, not a shelter. Your power is in today. A tiny daily habit of asking, "What can I do with today?" keeps you from wasting your life in what-ifs. Today may not be perfect, but it is yours. Use it. Let's talk about boredom. Boredom is not the enemy. It is the doorway to depth. A small habit that will change your focus is letting yourself be bored sometimes without escaping into screens. Waiting in line. Sit with it. Riding in a car. Look out the window. Eating alone. Taste your food. That unused space is where your mind resets and where your best ideas often show up. If you fill every silence with noise, you never hear yourself. This connects to another small habit. Take a short, daily walk without headphones. Just you and the world. You'll be shocked how much clarity appears when you're not consuming, scrolling, or reacting. Your mind is like water. Constant disturbance keeps it muddy. Stillness lets it clear. Now, a habit for ambition. Track something simple. Not everything. Just 1 or 2 numbers or behaviors that matter. Steps per day. Minutes of practice. Money saved. Pages written. Sleep hours. When you track progress, you make growth visible. What gets measured gets improved. People who track small habits are more consistent because they see proof. And proof is fuel. A small habit for money. Pause before you buy. Ask, do I need this? Or am I anxious, bored, or trying to impress someone? That pause saves bank accounts and builds self-control. Wealth isn't just about earning. It's about not leaking your future through impulsive holes. Now, let's talk about identity, because habits are not really about tasks. They're about who you think you are. Every time you do a small habit, you cast a vote for an identity. When you read a page, you vote for, I'm a reader. When you walk for 10 minutes, you vote for, I'm someone who takes care of my body. When you apologize, you vote for, I'm humble and brave. When you save a little money, you vote for, I'm responsible. The habit is small. The identity is huge. If you want to change your life, stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, who am I becoming? Then do the small actions that match that person. This is why consistency beats intensity. Intensity is a moment. Consistency is a character. A person who goes hard for a week and stops doesn't change identity. A person who does something small for a year becomes someone new. There's a small habit that people don't talk about much because it's not glamorous, but it is life-altering. Go to sleep at a more reasonable time. Sleep affects everything: appetite, mood, patience, learning, memory, immunity, motivation, and how you see yourself. You don't need a perfect bedtime routine. You need a slightly better one. Move your bedtime 15 minutes earlier. Dim your lights. Leave your phone farther away. Read a few pages. Even that small improvement can change how your days feel. A tired mind is a pessimistic mind. A rested mind is a capable mind. Another habit for a better life: sunlight in the morning. Step outside for a few minutes after waking. Let the day touch your eyes and skin. This regulates your body clock, improves sleep later, boosts mood, and tells your brain it's time to be alive. Again, small input, huge return. Let's be honest, small habits sound easy, but life is messy. So you need habits that survive messy days. Here's how. Make your habits too small to fail. If you set a habit that requires you to feel inspired, you don't have a habit, you have a wish. A real habit works on tired days, stressful days, boring days, and sad days. If you want to build a reading habit, start with 1 page. If you want a workout habit, start with 5 minutes. If you want a writing habit, start with 1 paragraph. Your habit doesn't need to be big. It needs to be real. Big can come later. Use habit stacking. Attach a new habit to an old one. After you brush your teeth, do a 1-minute stretch. After you pour your morning tea, write 1 grateful sentence. After you lock your door to leave, take 3 deep breaths. After you eat lunch, take a 5-minute walk. Your brain loves patterns. Don't fight it. Ride it. Celebrate small wins. Not with huge rewards, with recognition. I did it. I kept my promise. I'm proud of this. Celebration reinforces identity. It tells your brain this behavior is valuable. People who celebrate small wins don't need external motivation as much because they become their own cheerleaders. And forgive quickly. Guilt is not a strategy. Shame does not build discipline. Forgiveness gets you back into motion. The point isn't to be flawless. The point is to be faithful to the direction. You might be thinking, but can small habits really change a life when my problems are big? And that's a fair question. But here's what small habits do. They don't magically erase your problems overnight. They change the kind of person who faces them. Small habits don't move the mountain. They build the strength in you to climb it. They give you order when life feels chaotic. They give you confidence when you feel uncertain. They give you momentum when you feel stuck. Imagine two people. One waits for motivation. The other shows up for 5 minutes every day. One talks about change. The other practices it quietly. One is controlled by mood. The other is guided by habit. After a year, those two people are not living the same life, not even close. A year from now, you won't be surprised by your results. You'll be surrounded by them. Your habits become your environment. Your environment shapes your choices. Your choices form your identity. Your identity creates your future. It's all connected. Let's bring it home with something practical. If you want to start changing your life with small habits, don't try to start 20. Start 1 or 2. Choose the ones with the highest ripple effect. Things like movement, sleep, planning your day, reading something meaningful, or pausing before reacting. Once one habit becomes natural, add another. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't throw 1,000 seeds in hard soil and pray. You plant a few, water them daily, protect them, and trust the seasons. And don't underestimate how long small takes to show results. Small habits are like bamboo. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. Then suddenly, it shoots up. The growth was always happening underground. Your habits are growing roots in you even when you can't see them. Don't quit just because your eyes haven't caught up yet. Your life is not changed by the day you feel ready. It changes by the day you start anyway. So start small. Start today. Start where you are. Not because small is all you can do, but because small is how everything great begins. Drink the water, take the walk, write the line, read the page, send the message, breathe before you react. Put your phone down for 5 minutes, make the bed, keep the promise. Forgive yourself, choose the next right thing. Do it again tomorrow. And one day, you'll look back and realize something incredible. You didn't just build better habits, you built a better you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.